Let's catch up again with our reporter Molemo-Waone Mothoa, who is on the ground for us in KZN. Good afternoon once again to you, Molemo. Right, when we were talking earlier, you were having a conversation with some of the residents, and I see you're still sitting with some of those residents there, and they were talking just about how they've pretty much lost everything and how access to even the basics, food, has now become even more difficult, as had already been the case. Talk to us about what's happening there.
Well, yes, Flo, indeed, we are still at the mega village informal settlement here in Umlazi, where hundreds of people are still, scrambling to secure places to stay, as their shacks have been swept away by the recent heavy floods. And some are still trapped in waterlogged shacks, saying that they have lost clothes, as you are saying, they have lost food. They don't have food, and they don't have access to water, they don't have access to electricity, and some saying even they've lost their identity documents. Residents are actually, they've expressed, shock, as they relate how the incident happened, saying that they literally had to watch, cars being swept away over this Umlazi River behind me, where I am standing, and actually also some of their belongings, corrugated iron, which were used, as their shacks. They actually, had to watch that being swept away by the floods. But then they say the problem could not have been of this magnitude had the issue of the stormwater system, been properly maintained over the years. And they've urged government to reconsider repairing and as well as getting a new infrastructure for the water storm drainage system. But just to tell us more about that, I am standing here with one of the residents who has actually raised that concern. Sisi, tell us about your concern about the storm water system in this province, in this area.
Sisi, indawo esikuyona into eyenzekile, it's very shocked ngendlela ekwenzeke ngayo. Ayikaze yeba amanzi ahleze ngena mangicabanga manje okwesi5, but into esicela ku government esekufanele ibe isolution, ngoba manje sekuaffecteka imoli kanye nehostela, awasagcinanga kuthina kuphela ekubeni la bengikhona mina nje indawo engihlala kuyona ibikude namanzi, kulabo ababesusiwe besuswa la phakathi kwethu ababeseduze nomfula, njengoba okay fine bahamba. Into esishaya ke manje eyokuthi kuzokwenzakalani. So ugovernment esimcelela kuona njengomuntu siyanxusa, njengomuntu esimvotelayo eNingizimu Afrika nabaphathi bezwe, ake xoxiswane ngokuthi lo mfula lo ukuze uyeke ukuthi usplithe njengoba usungena nasemamoli nakumahostela, ake kwenziwe ama-storm water pipe nama-drains, bese uyakhonkwa ukuze uthole i-direction ekuthenini kanjani na amanzi angaloku ehambema. Uma ungakhonkwa lo mfula, ngibona ukuthi ngayiyona isolution. Njenge-mega village siyanxusa ukuthi abaphathi ngempela kaye bayihlalele phansi, ilungiswe lento ukusuka phezulu le eMlazi kuze kuzofika la kuthina, ukudlula kuya le ngakowem, ukuze sikwazi ukuthi sisurvive, ngoba indawo kade sasinxusa sithi sicela indawo bethi abaphathi indawo ayitholakala, abalungiseke yona le ndawo esihleli kuyona.
Yes, Flo, one of the residents here talking about the poor water storm system. I'm actually trying to tread carefully here where we are standing, and I'm going to also talk to one of the residents again, one of those that have tried to sought refuge at one of the halls nearby. There are issues there as well. Puti ungasicala ukuthi bathe nithembiswe ukuthi kuna accommodation, ungasixelela ngalondaba?
Yebo, especially masiza kwiside le holo. Iholo ababekwe kulona, they were divided by the gender, but inkinga ekhona lapha ya indawo zokuhamba uyoyikhulula azikho, abanikwanga kudla, akunamanzi even kuleya area eneholo. awekho amanzi for ukuthi uzowakha kuphi. Amanzi akhiwa lapha obuka khona akhiwa ngale kusithe khona ohamba for 5 kilometers ukuthi ukwazi ukuyofika khona nebhakede elilodwa kufanele ugezile kufanele uphekile ukudla kuhambile nomfula akukho umuntu oke wafika wazobheka emva kokuhamba kwezinto especially kulabe kuyibone bekufanele ngaba basukumile sine committee elimele umphakathi sine councilor elikhona endaweni lewadi kodwa alikaze lifike unolubaba lakazaze la direct councilor lethu alikaze lize ngoba ilake lamuntu mhlambe lamuntu lile la ubheka ukuthi kwenzakalani but Mega Village asikafela ngisho council abakaze badle from Monday I think namhlanje uyazothula esingakhe akukaze kufike kudla izindlu zonke ehambe Monday ayikho indlu ehambe after that day kodwa akukaze kulethwe into abazoyidla lapha yana sinenkinga from even ukuthola indlela yokuthi sizoya kanjani emsebenzini imigaqo ifile akuyeke indawo simile we are stuck and akekho ofuna ukusisiza akekho ofuna ukuvela akho lutho ingubo ziphumile imbhedi ihambile silala phansi without ingubo yokumbatha unengubo eyodwa oyigqokile ayikho ingubo yokumbatha.
Thank you, Baba. Flo, as you can hear here, people feeling like help, is just but an illusion. And even some of those that we've spoken to earlier saying that they were not really convinced about what President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday, promised as he was here to assess the situation. And he also promised government support with funeral arrangements to those that have lost their loved ones, as well as shelter for the people, those that have been left destitute. As the brother here was explaining, there are people, mostly women and children, who have been accommodated right now at one of the halls that's close by to this informal settlement. But there are issues as well, as we've been there a while ago to assess the situation there. They are still complaining about not having enough food there. They are complaining about not having enough blankets because most are saying that those are the things that they've lost to the torrential rains that have swept throughout this province over the last few days. Flo.
All right, Molemo, thanks. Many thanks to you there, reporting from Umlazi.